I remember my first game without my big brother. I cried. Hi, my name is Daniel Mulonda. I'm 18 years old. I was born and raised in Congo, and I migrated to the United States in 2007. I've been here ever since. I attended elementary school here, middle school here, high school, and now I'm a college freshman. I came to America as a refugee. Me and my family stayed in Zimbabwe after leaving Congo, and we stayed there for a really long time until we all migrated to America. I was about 5 years old when I got here. School in America was hard for me, like growing up. Well, elementary school was relatively easy because it was a school where refugees went, so I felt at peace and at home. So it was like you was around your own people, and everybody spoke the same languages as you, so that was understood. But as I got older and I went to middle school, it was a transition because although I'm black, I really wasn't raised in black America. I was raised as an African. So when I moved to a predominantly black school, it was hard to transition because I had an accent, and the kids would always say something, make fun of me. So it was really kind of hard to make that transition because I feel in a way I had to learn how to be black in America. High school wise, I feel like I knew my identity a little more, but just as any struggling teenager, I was still trying to find myself, trying to see how life really is. So I would say I got better throughout the years of just identifying myself and seeing my strengths, my weaknesses, and knowing my self-worth. Personal challenges was staying true to yourself. It was very hard to always stay true to your morals and your belief and how your parents raised you because everybody around you was always trying to tell you to do something that in your mind, in God's eye, you had no business doing. So just staying true to yourself and just being natural, that was a personal challenge for me that I had to learn how to do. I had to learn how to say no to certain things. I had to learn when and where to act and how to act because I struggled with that as a kid. I struggled with behaving, paying attention, knowing when is the right time to do something, when it's not. As a high schooler coming up, I didn't know who I was. Yeah, I was very funny and I can make my classmates laugh, but that's not who I was. I was a person with emotions. I cared. I overcared. I had dreams. I had aspirations, and I never really knew who I was going into high school. So that made the transition very difficult for me. So it was more of a I needed to find out who I was because of the lack of my identity. I was just pretending to be a lot of things at times, and eventually that became very stressful for me, trying to pretend to be so many different things in front of so many different people, because everybody has their own expectations of who you should be and how you should act. After long searching, I found out that Daniel Mulonda is resilient. He's hardworking. He's caring. He's funny. And he's always looking for the right way to do things. That took a while to find out just because I wasn't raised here. I wasn't raised with the same moral codes as a person that was raised in the United States. So coming from Africa and trying to establish what I learned and how my parents raised me to fit in American society, you feel in war with yourself at times. You always conflicted because your parents might be wrong sometimes, but they also might be right. But when you're growing up, when you're coming of age, you don't always see that as a kid. You're just always ready to, no, you're trying to ruin my life. I hate it here, and that's just how it was. It's very difficult to be a teenager in America just because of the standards that we have to meet. And with social media and technology in our hands, we always feel like we're competing with each other. We always feel like we have to get a certain amount of likes, a certain amount of follows. So it's like we're always, yeah, like I said, just competing with each other. And same thing is like one of my biggest struggle was, let's say, I have 7 siblings, and my parents can necessarily give me what I want, but they couldn't always give me what I need. So around 16, 17, I decided to get a part-time job. So I was trying to work a part-time job while I do school and then I do sports. So that was very difficult for me to do all that, but I needed to do it because I needed to grow as a person and grow independently. So that was, I think that was my biggest struggle, just managing my time and just keep staying faithful in those hard times. I started high school at Kip Northeast College Prep. My brother, Patrick, Jermaine, they all went there. So obviously my parents was like, if they went there, you're gonna go there. I enjoyed my time at Kip Northeast College Prep. I felt like I found myself as a person. They helped me build my identity. That's when I first started playing like sports there. I was very little. I was 5'2", 120 pounds wet. I was very little, but I was determined. I was always determined to show everybody what I could do. And at times, people would always shut down my idea of me being able to be a good athlete. They'll be like, "Oh, you're too little. Oh, you're not this, or you're not that." And even they would even draw comparisons. They'll be like, "Oh, you're not your brother, or you're not Patrick, or you're not Jermaine." And what people don't realize is, as a person, when you're trying to accomplish a dream or a goal, and somebody's always telling you that, it really tears your self-esteem down, and it makes you feel like maybe this dream that I'm chasing, maybe it's not for me. So as I transitioned to through high school, I started to find my way, my path, and I never really listened to what people had to say about me. I would work and I would get through it because I had multiple people in my lifetime tell me that maybe this isn't for me, and they would always throw numbers in my face and tell me only 13% of students, athletes make it to college or to play football in college. What makes you so special? Like they would say things like that, and I would just be like, one day I'm gonna show you what makes me so special. Around junior year of high school, I had a great junior year season. I had 7 interceptions, 13 touchdowns. But a piece of me felt like I wasn't competing at the highest level. I wasn't growing as a person. So came that summer, I made a decision that I wasn't staying at Kip Northeast. I wasn't growing, and it wasn't benefiting me in the way that it'll benefit me. Many people didn't agree with my decision, so it was very hard to go against the grain because everybody was criticizing. Everybody had something to say on both parties. Because at KIP, it was more of a, why are you leaving us? We can't believe you. And at C King, it was more of a, like, who are you? Like, why are you coming here? Like, you came from a prep school. You know, you're probably not any good. But I made that transition to C King, and relatively paid off for me because I came in there with the mindset of I just got to do my job. I run track and field, and I play football. Sports have always been important to me because it's my identity. That is who I am.
Do you think sports kept you in school, or you just wanted to be out of school and play sport?
No, sports kept me in school. They always kept me there because I needed both in life. I just couldn't be an athlete without the student part, and I couldn't be a student without the athlete. What I learned in sports is that you can form a brotherhood with people just off a common goal and a common interest. Because when I first started football, I had a coach tell me that as long as you put in the work and the effort, you could be great. And I'm a little kid. I wasn't listening to that. I was like, okay, that's nice. But when I grew as an athlete and as a person, I learned that that's true. Like I took what I learned from sports, I put it in my life every day. As long as I put in what I got to put in, I could be great. As long as I don't quit, as long as I'm resilient, I could be great at whatever I decide to do, even if I never pick up another football ever again.
Sport.
Oh, I managed to gain an athletic scholarship. I went 3 years of high school playing, practicing, running, summer sessions, and I never had a scholarship to my name. It was very frustrating because, like I said, we live in a social media based world. You see everybody on Instagram posting blessed to receive a scholarship from, blessed to receive a scholarship from. It was making me very mad that that I wasn't getting a scholarship because I knew the work that I was putting in, and then watching my friends, like my senior friends, my junior friends, watching them grow up and get out of high school and not get a scholarship. It made me feel like, oh my God, like, hold on, like, This is my life. Like I need to get one. So when I went to see King and I put the work in that I had to put in, the necessary work, and I got my scholarship, it made me feel very special. Like it showed me that I could do whatever I can in sports as long as I put my mind through it. Because imagine having to be faithful for 4 years, seeing no results, just having just to put in work with nobody calling your phone, nobody knows your name. So that was very. I learned patience through that. I had to learn patience. Patience was the only thing that kept me going. So, because like I said, at times I felt lonely. I felt abandoned by the ones that I loved the most. I felt like it was just me and God.
So do you think that expression the word they say hard work pay is true?
To an extent, I feel hard work gives you an opportunity. Because you can work hard and you still, because anybody can work hard. Hard work gives you an opportunity. You need multiple things in order to obtain success. You have to work hard, yes, but you also have to educate yourself. You also have to build your people skills, socialize. You have to be ready for any opportunity. Don't just think you're going to work hard and that's enough for you just to be successful in life. I'm a defensive back at Texas A&M Kingsville. That's where I decided to go because I love the culture of the school, the atmosphere, and I've been there for a semester now, and I regret no decisions. I love my coaches. They've managed to make a man out of me because they push me every day. They make me lift. They make me run, and so that's another thing. Even there, when I got there, I didn't think it was gonna be as hard as it was, because when I got there and I got to the first practice session, and then we got to running and really sprinting, I was like, oh my God. I wanted to recuse my decision to go there. I was like, oh God, is this what I really want to do? Because if this is it, then I don't know if I really want to do this. Because it was very difficult. It was very hard. And then like I was all alone without my parents, without my friends. For the first time in my life, Daniel Mulonda was truly alone in the flesh, not even in the mind. Well, I'm a Packers fan, but I've always wanted to be a New England Patriot because I couldn't play for the Texans. I'm sorry. I like how they carry themselves. They have a stigma of winning, and they do anything to win. They're disciplined, and they're just a unit. I've always seen myself as a Patriot, even though I don't like the team right now. I've always seen myself as a Patriot.
Okay. Have you ever feel like quitting? Is there any a moment in life where you felt like I think I just have to drop everything?
Around junior year, I did feel like quitting. It was a time where I was gonna say like, this is my last year. I'm putting everything aside, and I was content with that decision too. Junior year was a difficult year for me. It was like it started off so perfect. I had everything I ever wanted. I was a star, and then boom, my entire life came crashing down. I had a series of events happen back to back to back. So it was like wow, like life hit me junior year. And I was 17. I was about to become like a full blown adult, and I was getting ready for my last year of high school. So I was stressed out already just off of school alone, and that was before I even had a scholarship or any coach ever talked to me. So junior year, I came to the point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. There's no point. I'm working really hard, and there's no, like, and one of my best friends in the whole wide world decided that she didn't want to be my friend anymore. And so that was hard as a junior transitioning to senior year. Like people that supported you throughout the way leaving you, making enemies from friends, and just seeing people walk out your life. The people that are supposed to stay there and support you, not supporting you. People don't really think about it, but that causes you pain. As much as you don't want to admit it, that caused me pain. It caused me to question myself, my integrity, my heart, my hardship. It taught me to question who I was, because I lost myself in trying to find somebody who didn't know who they were. My country's in my heart every day. For the sense of when I was growing up, everybody always had a negative stigma of Congo. Oh, they're poor. Oh, they're savages. Or they don't know how to act. That always infuriated me as a person. because they act like nothing good can come out of Congo. And as a person that was raised from Congo, I've seen hardship, yes I have, but I've also seen love. I've seen my country can give you the worst situation, and somebody can turn it the right way. My father used to work a job. He used to take pictures, and he would only make $10. He would probably be out there the whole day. Thinking about that, I was reminding me that Congo made my dad. My dad has always been a hardworking man. He didn't obtain that. He didn't become a hardworking man when we got to America. What Congo gave him, the lessons, the blessings, and the hardship, he took it and he applied it to his life. Same thing with me. Being from Congo, I've always been at a disadvantage because I wasn't raised here. I wasn't born here. I had to learn the language. I had to learn the lay of the land. So my country's always in my mind because I'm always trying to help the next kid from my country. Because I'm nothing but a kid that was blessed with an opportunity. That's all I am. I was one bad decision away from losing everything. It just as everybody is. So my goal to my country one day is when I'm in the financial place is to help my country by helping the kids out, by giving them the same opportunity I was. Because I was education. That's the best opportunity you can ever give anybody. Yeah, I would love to learn more about the culture because I was raised here. I am a Congo native, but I was raised here. I spent 5 years in Congo. But growing up with my parents and with the church, I was always taught the way we were, the way we was taught in Congo. So although I was raised in America, I was always taught two sides. So in my head, I was living two different lives. I come home, I eat bugali and sombe. I go to school, I eat hamburgers and pizza. So I was always raised to live two lives. In the culture of Congo, I would like to learn more because I feel like I don't know enough about it. What would I tell a young person my age when they think about quitting? I would say if you about to quit, think about why you started. Self-evaluate yourself. Ask yourself, are you doing this for you and your family? Or are you doing it for everybody else? Because if you're doing it for everybody's attention, even if you obtain it, I promise you won't be happy. If it's not for you, and then it won't be for you. And what's meant to be will always meant to be. Just give glory to God and honor Him in everything you do, and in life you will never fail. That's the most simplest thing I can ever say in life. Because this world would lift you up, but it would tear you down. But with God, God will never tear you down. He will just lift you up. My family, I would have to say that I'm a product of my father. My father's a hardworking man. He always has been. We didn't always see eye to eye growing up, but I always noticed the effort he put in, the hard work he put in, the business he owns. He did all on his own. My mom's a funny character. My mom is my biggest fan and my worst nightmare all in the same time. She's always been in my corner. She's always supported me. She's always just been there for me. I would have to say, out of all my siblings, um, Emil has to come to mind. Emil has helped me in many ways that you couldn't imagine. I remember my first game without my big brother. I cried. Like, I was so used to having my brother in my corner. When he went off to college, I cried. I was like, bro, I had to realize that, okay, I'm growing up and Emil's not going to always be there. He's the oldest one. So I attached to the oldest one because we were about the same age. We're only 3 years behind each other. So we were very close. I would have to say Emil's always been there for me. He's always helped me. He's always guided me. He's always been the best role model and example. I've never felt like I couldn't go to him with any situation, any problem. Marshall's my best friend. Me and Marshall have been best friends since we was kids. We used to get kicked out of class together. We used to get whoopings together. Like, Marshall's my best friend. Ot's my partner in crime. Like, he's my little brother, and he looks up to me. Same thing with Isaac, Naomi, and Caleb. They all look up to me, and I try to show them the best example I could. But my family is extended. My family is my church. My church has always been there for me too, in the time when I needed. My church gave me my best friend. Etienne has always been there for me when I needed it. He's been my best friend through thick and thin. Manasseh, Gracie. I can name a million people who I can just call family who've always just been there for me. Naomi's my youngest sister. She's just like, she's so enthusiastic. She's always telling me, Daniel, did you make it to the NFL yet? every time I come home. Like she's my light. She's the reason why I keep going too. It'd just be so difficult to quit if I ever, if just to look her in the eyes and be like, nah, nah, I can't do this no more. I don't want to keep going. She would ask a million and one question, and I'd rather go through any workout than have to answer that question of Daniel, why did you quit? To her. I appreciate Ko Alpha for giving me the chance and the opportunity to tell my story. Because as an African American and just as an African male in America, it's hard times for us. It's troubling times because we see in the world as it is, and we know as a community we have to stick together more than ever because it's easy to lose faith in this crazy world. We have a pandemic going on, a president running amok. It's really hard for us to stay faithful and for us to stay together. And as long as we work through God and just pay attention to the message that Koafro is trying to send to us, that they got us, like they are our big brothers. I am your big brother, and I got you. Just pay attention, listen to the word, the message, and you will never be alone as long as you choose not to be alone.